Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to another free online lesson. So before we get started, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Hakim Hossein and I'm the BIM specialist for Acad systems. So for today's topic, we would have yet another topic on Autodesk Docs. So it's actually a continuation of the previous topics, the FOL that we had also on Autodesk Docs. That is the first topic was more on how to get started, and for this one is more on the introduction on how you you upload files and things like that. Okay, so welcome everyone that will just join. Okay, so for today we will look at few topics that is covered under Autodesk Docs, which will look into the introduction of files. How do we use the files, how we upload files, copy files, and things like that. Okay, like I said, if you haven't checked out the first topic on Autodesk Construction Cloud, and you can check it out in our YouTube channel and search for Getting Started in Autodesk Construction Cloud. So this one is a continuation of that topic. Okay, so a brief overview of what is Autodesk Docs and how these files work. So basically, Autodesk Docs is a common data environment, and it is centralized document management solution that acts as a single source of truth across the project lifecycle for all teams. So basically, what it means is saying that for your project, you have one single platform to store all your files, so all your project member can access to those files seamlessly. Okay, so everyone will basically refer to just one platform. Okay, so from there you can minimize errors and miscommunication between all your project members. And today we will look into how you as a project administrator can create the folder structures and also permits your project members to view the files that you have set. Okay. So you can look into that, and also how does it functions with the files, how your project members can upload and view the files, do a review, and also download for their usage. Okay, you can also share, not just in between your project members, you can also share them to outside via links, okay, with people that are not in your project member. Okay, and also this docs, this Autodesk Docs, it also not just store the files, it also able to view more than 60 2D and 3D supported file formats directly from this authoring tool, means directly from Autodesk Docs. So you can open up to 60 2D and 3D file formats. Okay, so yeah, without further ado, I will open up my Autodesk Construction Cloud. Okay, so what I do is just type in acc.autodesk.com, and then if you haven't logged in, you should log in. Okay, and then this is the first page that you will see. This, from here, it will list all your projects. Okay. Like myself, I have quite a few projects that I've created. So the one that with logo B like this means that it was created using the BIM 360 platform. Okay, so the one with the ball here, is the newer version of Autodesk Construction Cloud, which we are using today. Okay, so for this demo, I would like to open one of the project. So I open up this LTU1. Okay. Right. And firstly, I would like to make sure that you are in the correct product. This is the product picker. So we go to Autodesk Docs. Because I have subscription to the other products as well, like build, design collaboration, and model coordination. So I have the ability to pick other products as well. Okay, if you only have Docs, then you probably would only have this. Okay, but if you have BIM Collaborate Pro, you will also have the design collaboration, model coordination, and so on. So I'll go to Docs. Okay, and then make sure that we are at files. Okay, you can click at this files. Okay, so in these files, sorry, I actually would like to start with LTU3. Okay, so what I did is just change the project. You can also change to another project from this button up here. Okay, so I would like to start with this one first. Okay, so if it's a new file, if it's a new project, you go to files and you probably have something like this. It's empty. So I had one file just now, I just delete it. But this is how it looks like if it's new and empty. Okay, so at the files here, you would have two, under the folder tab here, you would have for the field and also project files. So for the fields, the files uploaded under the for the fields are automatically synchronized with the mobile devices, okay, where all project team members can view the files and access the file by default. Okay, so the mobile application, you can download it. Like for example, I'm using Android. You can go to Google Play and it's Plan Grid Build app. Okay. Okay, so the files that uploaded for the field is meant to be accessed by people that are on site. Okay, so you would imagine that they have mobile devices to check on all the documents. Okay, so if you upload it here, they can have the access to view it by default. Okay, if you upload the files under the project files, this folder are accessible in the web browser. Okay, like what we are using today. Okay, and it's not accessible to everyone by default. I mean, you need to set permissions according to individuals or roles or companies that I will also elaborate later for them to have access and view to the file. Okay, but the method of uploading, creating the file structure are basically the same. Okay, so first we'll see at how you as a project administrator can create the file structure. Okay, so for example, this both is the parent file. Okay, so you can either click at the three dot or also right click. You get to the same pop-up here. You can just click on the add subfolder. Okay, and then you can type in the name of the subfolder. I'll just put test and then click on the check mark here. Okay, so one file will be created as a subfolder. It's the same thing under the project files as well. So you can click add subfolder and give it a name and click OK. So you can continue on and create more subfolders to another subfolders, and by using the same method. Okay, you can keep on doing the subfolders. Okay. Next, we would like to see on how you manage permissions. Okay, so for the field, it is by default automatically accessible to everyone using the mobile devices. But for project files, you need to set the permissions, and how you set the permissions is by also right-clicking or clicking at these three dots. Once you hover your mouse here, you will see the three dots. Okay, just click here, and then you will find permissions. Okay, you can just click on the permissions. Right. So from here, you will find your project members. Okay, like here I have Hakim and also Arina here as the project member. Okay, and this panel display a list of users who have access to the folder and the permission level assigned to them. Okay, so for example, Hakim here has the full manage permission. Okay, so I have the full administrative control. Okay, and for Arina, she only would have the view, download, and publish markups and upload capabilities. Okay, so how do I add, for example, another person? So I will just click add here, and then I need to enter the name. Okay, for example here, and these people, you should first add them as a project member. Okay, if you don't know about that, you can check out my previous video on how to get started in ACC. Okay, so you add the person, and then at the permission, you need to select one of the permission levels. So if you choose this, you will only have the view files capability. So it means that this person can only view the file. Okay, and for this one, it will also can view and also download. This one, view, download, and publish markups. This one with view, download, publish markup, and upload, and so on. And the full one will be the full administrative control. Okay, or the manage. Okay, so for example, I would like to give permission edit, and then I just click on add. Okay, so that is how you assign the permission level to each folder. Okay, so just now I just add individually. I mean, I go to that person and I individually assign the permission level to him. But it's actually advisable to assign these roles by using roles or companies. Okay, so you can also go for roles. For example, here I can type in BIM manager, and for this BIM manager, I permits the full administrative control and add. Okay, so just previously I already have this architect role and it has this edit permission level. Okay, so all your project members should have assigned roles. Okay, for example, one person is an architect. If you could imagine, if there are 10 architects, you don't have to go to each and every single of them and assign the permission level individually to them. Okay, because they have the architect role, you just do the permission according to their roles. So all 10 architects would have the same permission level. Okay, that's why it is advisable to use roles for setting the permissions. And you could also do the same by adding companies. Okay, so for this one, it categorizes them by company, and for the whole company, they will get the same permission level. Okay. Next, I would like to show you some advanced setting. Okay, so from the files here, we go to the settings and click on advanced settings. Okay, so these are some settings. There are basically two settings. First one is public links to sheets and files. So this one is used when you want to share your files via link to external people that are not in your project environment here. Okay, so you can turn this on. Okay, currently it is turned off. So you would later be able to share the links to those people, and you can set how long does the link is active. Okay, so currently by default it's set that the public link will expire in 90 days. Okay, so you can choose by the minimum is 30 days and the maximum is 1 year. Okay, so you can share this. Okay, and down here we can see that show folder path. Okay, so for show folder path, if you could imagine, we have this parent file. For example, the person can only access a subfolder. Okay, so if you have a very complex folder structure, it's not uncommon to have duplicate names for your files. For example, there could be another test tool somewhere else. Okay, so this person might be confused on which file that he is accessing currently. Okay, so if you set it to on, it will show the person the folder path, even though for the parent file or the file on top, he could not view those files in that folder, but still he can see the folder path towards the files that he is accessing. Okay, so I show you from the PowerPoint here. So if the show folder path is disabled, this is how the person's gonna see it from his view. But if the show folder path is enabled, he can see where this specification folder is actually situated at. Okay, so he would have a better understanding Okay, like for example, in this case, there are two specification folder, but one is under for distribution and one is under uploads. Okay. So this person can verify the folder for specification. Is it for the uploads or is it for the distribution? Even though the main file up here, he don't have the access for it. Okay, that's why you will probably want to turn this on. Okay. And next, I would like to show you how to upload the files. Okay, I go back to the files. For example, I would like to upload a file under this test2. Just click at the folder and you can directly click at the upload files here, or you can also go from here at the 3 dots, upload files. It's the same thing. Okay, so you just click on it, and then you have two options. It's either you want to drag your files and drop it at this area, or click here to browse it from your file browser. Okay, for example, I will just go on to my desktop here. Okay, I have some folders that I prepared. Okay, just click on it, open, and then it will load for a while. Okay, because this is fairly small file, it will just take a while. Okay, there we have it. 3 folders are uploaded, and then just click done. Okay, and then I can minimize this. Okay, so once you upload the files, there are some information that you can see from the area on the right here. Okay, so for example, there is the name, description, version, sync, markup, shared, size, and so on. Okay, so this column, you can actually edit it by clicking this gear icon, and then you can either check on or check off the columns that you want to be visible. Like for example, I don't need this sync with bridge. I can just check it off and it will not be shown in this area. Okay. And for these columns, you can also move it. For example, I would like the version come first before this description. Just hover your mouse here, and there will be like a dotted pattern on the far left. Click on it and just drag it up. Okay, so you can see the version will come first before the description. Okay, so we are currently at a list view. So you can also click here to change to a grid view. Okay, so this will be a grid view. It depends on your preference. You can go for grid view or list view. Okay, sorry. And then at these files, click at the 3 dots on the far right here. You will be able to move, copy, rename, export, share, log, and delete those files. Okay, then there are the few options as well. Okay. So you can do some of this, depends on your permission level. Because I have the full administrative control, so I am able to do all of this. Okay, so maybe if you have other level of permission, you might not find some of this in your options here. Okay. Another thing, for example, if you would like to get notifications when this folder is being updated or edited, you can click at the three dots here and click on subscribe. Okay, and then it will ask you if you want to subscribe to this folder only or to this folder and all subfolders. Okay, you can just choose and then click on subscribe. So every time there are changes to this folder, you will get notified via email. Next, we would like to see on how you can view files. Okay, for example, we would like to view 2D files, which currently I have here in PDF mode, PDF version. Okay, so you can just click here. Okay, this is an example of a plan that I have. So just click on it, and then the file will be open for you. And there are some tools that you can use. For example, here is pen. It's used for you to pen. Okay, and then this one is fit to view. This one is zoom. Okay, click on the zoom. I want to zoom in this part. Okay, zoom, and then go back to fit to view. And then you're also able to measure, use the measure tool. For the first time, you might need to calibrate it. I'll just set it to scale, select a scale. For example, this is 1 to 50, and the unit is millimeter. Okay, I need to create and publish. Okay, then this one can be used to measure from point to point. You can select it. Okay, and then you also can measure with angle, area, arc, and some other things. Okay, and you will also be able to rotate the page and go on full screen. Okay, you have few options down here, and on the left, you are able to do markup. Okay, for example, you can use a highlighter or a pen tool here to do some markups. Okay, and then you have some shapes that you can do, and you can also edit it, duplicate, publish, and delete. Okay, and then you can also type in some text. Okay, and then there is also a revision cloud. Okay, you can draw a revision cloud. And this one is a description. And for this one is a polygon, okay, that you can draw. So these are all under markups. Okay, I'll just delete it. Okay, and then down here, you can also create issues. Okay, I will just click here and then select the category for the issue. Okay, for example, this one, I will just give it under general. Okay, and then I click to a point. So once you do that, it will prompt this window, and you could give the issue a title, and then the status, and then the type, description if you have the description, and who do you want to assign this issue to. Okay, you can either select your project members individually, or by roles, or by company. Okay, and then there are some other options as well. For example, location detail, due date, start date, root cause, and also reference. So for this reference, you can also include photos or files or RFIs together in this issue for the person to view. Okay, so those are issues. Okay, and from this issue, you can also go to the activity log to see the activity of the issue, if it has been responded on or not, and so on and so forth. And then to the left, you can have the sheets. Okay, this is the sheet view. This is more applicable to the 3D view later. I will show. And also, you can have this PDF. You can compare it to another PDF. Okay, so to compare, you just click the compare command up here. Okay, and that will prompt this window, and it will ask you, you want to compare this document to what other document. Okay, so you go to the document B and select a document. Okay, so for example, I want to compare to this plan 2. Just now it was plan 1. Okay, I select it. Okay, you can also specify the version and page. So for the versioning, for example, you have this plan 1, and then you make some changes on it, and then you upload it again to replace the original file. So it will come as version 2. Okay, just make sure that it has the same name and it is uploaded at the same file location. Okay, so the original one will not be deleted, but it is set to version 1. Okay, so you can also compare the same file but with a different version. But currently we are comparing with a different file. Okay, and then select the page, because both have only one page now. You can just click on compare. Okay, so it will take a while. Okay, and then it will show you this panel, compare documents. So basically, in the plan 1, I have furnitures in this plan, but for plan 2, I don't have the furnitures. Okay. So those are the difference, which is the furnitures. So when we compare, these furnitures are highlighted in red. Okay, and then from here you can just check on and off for the visibility. Okay, so for plan 1, it is in red with the furnitures, and then when I turn on the plan 2, those that overlap, which are the same thing, is not colored, but the furnitures are colored in red. So we can do comparison. We can see the comparison quickly just by using this compare tool. Okay, for this compare, you can either choose an overlay or a side by side. So currently we are in overlay. You can also choose side by side, which will give you this line, and you can move it like this. Okay, so you can see the comparison between those two files. Okay, and then this typical pan, zoom, fit to view, and then this is to bring up the panel or close the panel, and then you can exit the comparing mode. Okay, so I'm exiting this file. Okay, besides PDF files, or I mean 2D files, you can also view 3D files. Okay, for 3D, I would not like to upload it now because I'm afraid it will take some time. So I'll change to another project. So I'll go to another project that I have uploaded in advance. Okay, and then I'll go to this architecture file, and then I have a Revit file. Okay, so I can just click on it. So it will open up and view the files. Okay, there are some similar tools like you can do in 2D, okay, like pan, fit to view, and zoom. But this one, it also comes with orbit. Okay, or you can also just hold on Shift and then click your mouse wheel to orbit around. And you will also have this view cube, okay, just like in Revit. Okay, so you don't necessarily to have Revit to view your Revit files. Okay, with Autodesk Docs also you can view your file. And then they also have sections. So if you like to look at the section of this building, there's some option for this, for the section. This one is a section box. Okay, you can move it up or down. And then you can also go here. This one are the levels. Okay, you can click on the levels. Okay, I need to uncheck the section first. Okay, then I can select levels so that it can show the specific level. Okay. And then to bring it back to normal, click it again. Okay, also from here you have issues, quite similar process to the one that we did in 2D. And then here is the sheets. Okay, so you would have the 3D and 2D here. So if your Revit files have set the sheets, it will be shown here. Okay, and then also down here you have your model browser. So this will show by category. Okay, for example, wall, doors, it will list all the categories that you have, just like in Revit. Okay, and from here you can, for example, turn off the visibility for walls. Okay, you can turn off for other categories as well. Okay, and then from here we also have properties. So for example, I select a wall here and I click on the properties. It will show you the properties of the selected object. Okay, so this one we can see that it's a basic wall and all the properties down here. Okay, so I believe that's all for our topic today. So we have learned about how you can share those files and upload, give permissions to it, create project, folder structures, and then also view 2D and 3D files, and a little bit on markups and issues that would later be in another topic in a more elaborate explanation on that topic. Okay, so before we end this session, do you have any questions that you would like to ask? You can just type in our chat. Okay, also that in our chat, I also give you the link to our previous video on Autodesk Construction Cloud. That one will be the introduction of how to get started in this Autodesk Construction Cloud. Okay, so while waiting for that, I would like to bring you to our website. You can just type in acadsystems.com. Okay, so this is our website. You can check out our latest news on our promotions and news that we have. Okay, and if you scroll down, you can find our free online lessons. So this will be the next topic, upcoming topics. Okay, you can click on it and then basically RSVP your attendance. Okay, just click on it and then you will get an email to remind you to join in the webinar. Okay, and then also if you scroll down, you can see our training schedules and also a link to our Facebook and also our YouTube channel. Okay, so all of this webinar will be uploaded into our YouTube channel, and currently we have an extensive library of videos, tutorial videos, or this free online lesson across all topics that covers all softwares, all Autodesk softwares. So you can check it out, give it a subscribe, and perhaps learn something from it. Okay. So since we don't have any question, I think that will be the end of our session. Thank you very much for joining, and I look forward to see you guys again in the next free online lesson session. Okay, thank you very much, CCW. See you. Bye-bye.